Also, more breaking news tonight, this time from Meyerland, where a 21-year-old woman is found dead in the trunk of a car.
The discovery happened just hours after her family reported her missing.
Aniela Ruiz is live along Indigo Street near Chimney Rock with what she's learning about this case. Aniela?
Well, guys, I spoke to family and friends briefly off camera. They tell me the 21-year-old woman was last seen this morning. She actually dropped off her sisters at school, but after not being able to hear from her for hours, they said that they began tracking her phone, and that's what led them here to this area. Now, take a look. This is some video from earlier today, but when family arrived here, they tell us they spotted her car here. They called police, who they say came and they took a report, but police left. The family says they looked into the car and saw her belongings inside. They began knocking on doors, talking to neighbors. Eventually, that's when they called a locksmith. He couldn't get in, so they broke in themselves, and that's when they found her body in the trunk. Police speaking to us just a short time ago about this horrible ordeal.
It's very devastating for the family. Like I say, they discovered the body in the trunk, so it's a very devastating thing for them.
Family and friends tell us the victim was a Lamar High School graduate. She was attending Houston Community College. They also say she had just celebrated her 21st birthday not long ago. As you can imagine, just a horrible discovery for this poor family.
All praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom, Wa, Abba, Ball. Alright, so as you heard, that female was found in the trunk of her car by her own family. Alright, that's a crime of passion. Alright, if they robbed her or kidnapped her and put her in human trafficking, there was no reason why they would put her in the trunk of the car for her family to find her like that. That was a crime of passion, which the lady said she just celebrated her 21st birthday, which I wouldn't doubt that the young woman was being a whore, all right, in celebrating her 21st birthday and offended a man, and that man's jealousy got the best of him, and he put her in that trunk of that car after he did whatever else he did to her, all right, because that's more than necessary, which shows that there's emotion behind the actions. So that's a crime of passion. All right, it says in Proverbs 6, verse 34, for jealousy is the rage of a man. So men are jealous over their possessions, and the possession that they're really jealous over are their women. All right, and if a man, if he's really in love with the woman and he finds her going off with another man, all right, they'll snap. They'll literally go out their wits and actually kill, her, the man, might kill the whole family. All right, this is called a crime of passion. Okay, but according to our law, that's a righteous thing, is when the husband kills the adulterous woman. All right, it says, therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And vengeance means to pay him back for the shame that he was forced to feel in knowing that his wife was spreading her legs for another man. All right? And that's what took place there.
Because of sudden strong impulse such as anger or jealousy rather than as a premeditated crime.
All right, it says crime of passion. A crime of passion, it says in popular usage, which they have this term in court, refers to violent crime, especially homicide. So this pertains to especially homicide in a violent way, in which the perpetrator commits the act against someone because of sudden, strong impulses, which who gave this person those impulses? If there's no free will, what gave that man the impulse to kill that woman and stuff her in his trunk, but to hear that the woman he loves is sleeping and being with another man? That's enough to make a man to lose his wits in his jealousy and in a rage kill that woman. You see? But in this wicked society, they're going to tell you that that's evil, that's wicked. But that's how the earth remains clean of these abominations. That's why in this wicked ass society under Edom, which he puts the woman over the man, and the woman she'll defile herself with being with multiple men. Alright? So the men being jealous of a woman will end up killing that woman, or even the man. Some men kill themselves over women, you know. But the crime of passion is when a man loves a woman and she commits an offense against him, and the Lord pretty much makes him go out of his wits and he kills her. It says, because of sudden strong impulse such as anger. Why would a man be mad at a woman? Because she gave herself to another man. Or jealousy. Jealousy, the word jealousy means that you don't want no harm to come to what is yours. Right? Like a person that's jealous of their car, they'll walk, they'll park real far out in the parking lot where no cars are because they don't want nothing touching that car. That's jealousy. And in this society, that's looked at as wicked. So women have a lot of liberty in this wicked ass society, and with that liberty, they make themselves whores. Alright? So then, not only have they angered men, right? But the ultimate man, which is Yahweh and his son Yahushua, which there's a great judgment that's starting to unfold upon society, and it's really attacking the women. Alright, starting with the Jake women. It says, rather than as premeditated crime. So this is just in the moment. You get some bad news. Your wife was having an affair with a person at work or whatever, and you just snap and you kill her. Right? Well, then that's a crime of passion, and the Lord explains why. Alright? It's because a woman is a possession to a man, and a man is jealous of his possessions, which when you go get, you fuck with the man's shit, you're gonna get his horn, you're gonna get the rage of a man. Just like you get the horn of a bull. You mess with a bull, you get the horn of a bull. Well, that's what happens even amongst men. You offend a man, and the Lord will put a spirit on him to kill, So it says in Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 23, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. So that's what women do to men, right? They destroy them emotionally, all right? And they wound the man's heart, and that's why a man will flip out and kill his wife. And it's judgment sent down from heaven through that man. It says, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Right? You love a woman and she have an affair on you, and shit will make you sick. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Right? So that's why there's three things that have destroyed men, and it's been the king, the orders of the king, a woman, and alcohol. All right, those three things are destructive to a man. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die, because the woman was deceived, talking to the serpent in the garden, which was another man. She was not, dealing with her husband and being in silence. She was dealing with another man, talking to him, which that man was the so-called white man. And he deceived her, because it tells you that his tongue is like butter, and in his heart it's like war. In fact, I'll get the scripture where it says that their intentions is to pretty much use and abuse every woman that they could, if they can get you, they're going to get you. And that's why a lot of these women, they get AIDS and shit like that, because they'll sleep with the Edomite, which Edomites are homosexuals. So they'll have diseases from homosexual acts, and they'll sleep with a Jake woman, and that Jake woman will have AIDS and then give it to her husband. Wisdom of Solomon 2, and it tells you that this is how the wicked reason with themselves, and they know that their time is short. So it says, verse 6 of Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. So like they did in slavery, the way they were able to take the women and just use them and abuse them and just throw them away. That's the mentality of these heathen nations, and really Edomites. Even Jake got this mentality, towards these women, and that's why these women are used and abused and just left on the side, full, with a bunch of babies and shit, is because this is the mentality of the world. Just use each other until there's nothing left. It says, in the scriptures it says, the people are as the king is. And right now, the king is a wicked, the wicked Edomites, the so-called Caucasians. It says, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. So every Israelite that they could defile, they want you defiled. And that's why they want your wife to go to work. That's why they want you to send your daughters and your sons and your daughters to college, so they could be defiled. You send them to the military, and if, any female that's in the military, she's a sleeping bag. Every man gets their turn on her. That's a well-known stereotype for women that are in the military. All right? It tells you here, it says that they intentionally use these women and destroy them, and then the women is destroyed, so they try to get payback, and they wound the man's heart, and then they wonder why a man snaps and kills them and leaves their body to be found. It says, go back to that Ecclesiasticus 25, and I'll finish it up in verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad, to gather, pretty much to be with her friends. a ladies' night out. That's really not what women are supposed to do. They're not supposed to be out there partying. It tells you in faith, charity, and sobriety, and childbearing, that's how a woman is saved. Alright? It says, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, so if she don't do what you tell her, cut off from thy flesh, cut her off from thy flesh. One more time. Cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Alright? Because it's better to as it says, cut off your right hand than to burn in the lake of fire over that right hand, because that right hand causes you to sin. Alright? So that's why it's better just to pretty much, cut her off and just keep it moving, and to let the Lord get a hold of her and punish her if that's something that you're dealing with. Because it says in the scriptures, do my anointed no harm, and that's including the women. Alright? The women that do harm to his anointed, they're going to have a great judgment, because it says anyone that offends his little one, it would be better than, it'd be better that you have a great millstone tied around your neck and you were thrown into the sea. Alright? But I was just trying to do a video on edifying that we're in a time of judgment. And part of that judgment is the crime of passion, which the Lord's going to use men to kill the women that are whores. Even wild beasts are going to come out of the woods and start putting down judgment on the people the Lord, ordains to die in such a violent manner. All praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Ha-Rakakodash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abab.